Greetings from Storybrooke. I'm Bill Meeks.
And I'm Anne-Marie DeSimone.
And this is The Worst. We also talk about ABC's hit series Once Upon a Time. How you doing, Anne-Marie?
I'm good. How are you? Sorry.
Great. No, I'm excited. We had a fun little dance there.
We did.
Which,
I was trying to work out this thing in my back. I'm like,
if you're listening to the audio version, you didn't get to see our wonderful little dance because you weren't watching live Monday nights at 8:30 p.m. EST at youtube.universebox.com, where we stream on video, and there's a big active chat room every week. Hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of comments put in there every week.
This is true.
Absolutely love it.
Love.
And every Monday night at 8:30 p.m. EST at youtube.universebox.com is talk about Once Upon a Time, which I guess we should probably go ahead and start doing. So, Anne-Marie, you want to go ahead and start us off with the rhyming episode summary, please?
All right, let's see how we do here. Regina is rolling 3 deep with the queens. They drink magic juice while acting like teens. Agent Mal's back in town, and she has a fedora. A different look than when she fought with Aurora. Regina was there then, didn't we mention? She stopped by to appease Mal's drugged apprehension. Rump hooks his dagger. Pinocchio's ripe for baggin. Regina acts bad in Enter the Dragon.
Enter the Dragon.
Always.
Yes, with the music. Enter the Dragon.
I keep getting Cisco in my head. I'm like, make it go away.
And as we mentioned last week, Cisco in, what was the name of the Cisco song? He was referencing the Bruce Lee movie,
Unleash
I think.
the Dragon.
Yeah, or the imagery of the Bruce Lee movie. Which
it's better than the thong song getting stuck in my head.
They should name an episode of Once Upon a Time the thong song. So what did you think overall of the episode, Anne-Marie, before we get started in our main discussion?
It was a really good episode. I like, as I know we've mentioned, our fans have mentioned, it's once again. Mm-hmm. We're done.
Very oncey.
It's very oncey. It has its own mythos type thing. We're not even with the Spice Girls of Evil and everything. It doesn't feel gimmicky.
Yeah, and that group's almost filled out too. I think we almost have 5.
Well, yeah.
If they can talk Emma into it, I guess. We'll see though.
Well, right now she's a little PO'd. So.
But the first member, and I guess this is where we'll start our conversation. The first kind of newish member, but might be a fake out. Who knows? Is Regina? Because
Regina.
In this episode, Regina it becomes basically like a double agent and infiltrates the Spice Girls of Evil and everything. But at the same time, we're also starting to see her morality bend a little bit. Is the thing I took away from the entire episode with her. The line that struck me most was right there at the end in the conversation between her and Emma, right before when she was stealing Pinocchio, when she was stealing children.
When she was kidnapping, not stealing, kidnapping.
Yeah, sorry. I wouldn't want to cast any aspersions on Regina. She was kidnapping, not stealing the child.
She didn't look happy about it.
But she said, we have to take a page out of their playbook and break some rules talking about the villains. She's like, we're the heroes, but in order to beat the bad guys, we have to be a little bad ourselves. Now, this is very similar to something that we heard Snow kind of pontificating on in the flashback last week. Basically when Mal or Maleficent
we're just calling her
came
Mal
to
now.
Snow and was like, hey, let's work together on this thing and the curse and everything. And Snow was like, no, we can't compromise because then we would be just as bad as you are. And this is kind of like the opposite side of that coin where she's being like, no, we have to compromise in order to win because we're good.
Well, and the thing is, the first half of that quote is they're taking a page out of our book and working together. And so we need to take a page out of their book and break some rules.
Well, I understand that, but I mean, really, at the end of the day, it's really just doing bad things to good ends is really just like a Band-Aid on a bullet wound. It's probably going to make it worse in the long run.
Yeah, 2 wrongs don't make a right.
And, even if you were thinking that Regina was really hard-nosed, leaning into the side of the angels and everything, she leaves her phone behind because Emma was supposed to be tracking her on the GPS and everything, and she leaves her phone behind I really think this is a sign that Regina is probably going to be a little bit more Spice Girls of Evil than Charming's best friend for a a bit here.
I disagree.
Fair enough. I will let you respond in just a moment.
I know. I wanted to put my point out
Fair
there.
enough. No, but I really think the Regina character, as we've seen throughout, since her and Henry started on the whole Operation Mongoose thing, the main thing she wants in life is to find the author so she can get her happy ending no matter what. And she thinks Emma I kind of think she thinks Emma here won't let her do what she needs to in order to, push forward and get that happy ending that she wants. Because Emma will try and make her do the right thing instead of the expedient thing. So I think
I'm biting my tongue until you're done.
that's fair. But I think Regina's already picked her side for the war that's about to hit Storybrooke that Rumple talks about in this episode. And since the villains and Regina have a common goal in wanting to find the author, I think she wants to be there to guide them. Because at this point, the Spice Girls of Evil with Rumple have a much higher likelihood of finding the author than her and Henry do. Because right now, Henry is just like looking with a magnifying glass at the book.
And a donut.
Yeah.
Always with an extra donut.
But so I think she wants to be with the winning side. I think, her being there, even if she has to do questionable things to get the author exposed and get that whole ball rolling, that she'll definitely try and manipulate the situation in a way that the heroes won't completely lose completely like, the Spice Girls of Evil want them to. And, maybe she'll even make them have a happy ending too if she's feeling nice about it. But go ahead. Respond.
Okay. So my response.
Okay.
Emma was causing the problems. Emma could have ruined the entire covert operation when she snuck into Geppetto's house.
This is very true.
How did Mal not see her walk in? It's a dirt road. There's one door. There's no sneaking in the back. What is Mal doing? Like, is she checking her Facebook in the car that drives itself?
Maybe she didn't, since she knows that, Emma's going to be key to their plan. Maybe she was like, okay.
Well, that was my other thing. I was like, well, maybe she saw her, but like, why did Mal let Regina go in on her own? Wouldn't she want to witness like how she like captured him and all that too? Like that entire thing sort of drove me nuts. But the thing, I don't know. I really missed Mean Regina, and I liked having her back.
Yeah, because
that was nice.
It was the biggest glimpse we've got of Mean Regina since the Curse of Shattered Sight, which she went full Evil Queen mode.
Oh, that was beautiful, but that was so brief, and we knew it was fake. I don't know. Like, I know that you said you think she's picked like the side of the villains, but still helping the heroes. I don't know. I don't know about all that.
Well, I probably would lean like, okay, maybe she will, maybe she won't, or whatever. But it's just because we were talking a little bit last week too about that conversation she had in the car with Rumple right before everything snowballed and he got kicked out of Storybrooke. Like I just feel like those, like, she might not have been on board until she realized that Rumpelstiltskin was with them, because like it or not, they have a huge history there, and they also have a decent amount. Even with all the manipulation and everything, they have a decent amount of trust in each other and trust in each other's capabilities.
Yeah.
For sure. But something else pretty major happened this episode, didn't it, Anne-Marie?
Yes. Okay, first of all, we steal small child Pinocchio.
Kidnap.
Oh, I guess there's that. I didn't even write kidnap when I said steal. Okay, so when they get to the cabin, were Cruella and Ursula just waiting outside to carry in the kid? Like, they didn't go in and get him to say, hey, guys, we're here. Come get the kid. Or why did they have to carry him? Because Emma carried him out to the car.
And they weren't even in the car. It was the magic driving car.
Yeah, it was the magic driving car with the red velour and fuzzy seating. So that drove me a little crazy. But how did Regina not guess that Rumple was the secret weapon?
Especially once they ended up at that cabin, because
I think she like started to get a glimpse of going, oh, this isn't going to be good. And then, yeah.
But I mean, anyone who saw season 1, which I'm sure Regina did, knows that that's the cabin that Rumple took Belle's dad to beat him up and everything.
Well, she knew she said, why are we in Gold's cabin? So that was a little weird. But so there we have poor little scared Pinocchio. And then all of a sudden, poor not so little scared August.
Yes.
So, yay, welcome back.
The beard is back.
But in all caps, bold, big, fuzzy, lit up letters. I hate that Rumple could have changed him back long ago and didn't.
Well, it didn't benefit him to.
Yes, it would have benefited him more than, a few weeks ago. Like, they've been looking for the author for forever.
Yeah.
Or not forever. I know somebody's going to call me out on that. So, like, a year, roughly.
Well, they've been looking for the answers behind the book for pretty much the whole series. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
If he knew he could change the person who had the most control over the book in the past 30-some years. Meh. Meh.
Yeah, well, I mean, not the past 30-some years, because remember, at first he thought that August was Neil, all grown up, all that.
But he knew once he put all that together, August had the book for time.
Yeah.
Meh.
I
wanted him back earlier, okay? That's what it's coming down to. I'm pissed that we just now got him back, but glad we got him back.
Well, I actually have some thoughts on that, too,
All
but
right,
I'll save them
fine.
until a little bit later.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sure I've stepped on a bunch of my points. They all sort of intersected this week.
Oh, no, that's fine.
It's cool.
Okay, so something that Rumpelstiltskin says in this episode. Well, first of all, anything from the chat room? Anything interesting going on over there?
I'm trying to stay out of the chat a little tonight, guys. Sorry. Poor Geppetto, all he wanted to do was see his son grow up. I was wondering how Rumple undid blue fairy magic. True dat. So is he stronger than blue? Maybe it's the magic of the dagger. Maybe it can rival blue fairy magic. I think we've established that blue really isn't most powerful. I disagree, other Anne-Marie. Amy P is on Team Anne-Marie. Whoop.
She's the most powerfully awesome fairy, that's for sure.
Heck yeah. Maybe
The
he
fairy
knows
with the most
part of the
lines.
spell that turns him human can transform him back again. He wasn't looking for the author until he was banished from town. Okay. I think...
Okay. So,
I think Anne-Marie has issues with this episode.
Possibly.
Possibly.
Okay, so Rumple's starting a war. He's going to throw the first punch, right? I'm kind of wondering, is this really about the author? This whole he's planning on staging a battle, pitting everyone against everyone else in Storybrooke.
Right.
Is it really about finding the author, or is this just something he's doing on the side here? Because, I mean, he's not even sure how the whole author situation is going to go down yet. He doesn't know who it is, what kind of powers they actually have versus what they don't, if they're going to retaliate, anything like that. But he's already planning for a war with the other citizens of Storybrooke. I think it's really more this whole war thing that he's setting up. Obviously, he's going after the author. He needs the Spice Girls of Evil to help and everything.
For some strange unknown reason.
But, mounting them up to fight a war, I think it's really more about revenge for... kicking him out of town than anything. He wants to hurt the town like they hurt him.
But the only person who kicked him out of town was Belle.
But I mean...
and then he's sucking up to her in costume.
It's not like it was an unpopular decision, though.
Oh, no, it wasn't. I'd have kicked him out 2 years ago.
But I think the thing is, he wants to get that revenge against them, because as we all know, the villains in the show are very much about revenge. I mean, that's very apparent in Regina and Maleficent's stories.
That's all it is revenge.
This episode. But I think he's going to try and get his revenge while trying to get his happy ending at the same time. He's going to try to have it both ways.
Question.
Okay.
What the heck is Rumple's happy ending at this point? What does he want?
I don't know.
Exactly.
He really just wants to dance. Like, that's really all he's wanted out of this. But... he had the limp going on, so it was hard because it was kind of ricky-racky.
I still like that when he crossed the line and threw the cane because he suddenly could walk.
Healed. Healed.
Apparently, I do have issues this weekend, and I didn't realize it until now.
But another kind of cog in Rumple's plan in this episode, and sort of his activities in this episode, is the whole Hook diversion, which I thought was brilliant. I kind of felt like something was off with Captain Hook for a big chunk of the episode, specifically in Granny's Diner when he comes and sits down with Will and Belle.
Yeah, that was weird.
Because I knew he had some kind of friction with Will last half season, but that was really more because he was going through the whole having his heart stolen, having to betray everyone he loves sort of thing. So I was like, he's still holding that grudge over, like, they got into that fist fight or whatever.
It seemed weird.
But, when Belle tried to call Rumple with the dagger, it became, that's basically when
obvious.
I knew. Like, as soon, because Hook was like, sorry, I had a short circuit there. But Hook said, well, why don't you call and have him face you? And then he just, like, turns to her as she's doing, just very smarmy, very obvious. But
call me to you.
I was kind of wondering why is Rumple going after the dagger, particularly now? And I'm assuming that, maybe he was assuming that they'd find out he was in town anyway, so he might as well get it while he had a chance.
He had to use it to change the kid into not the kid.
Oh, that's true, too. I completely forgot about that.
I was about to say, minor plot point of the show, in case you weren't watching.
But I think he could have gone about getting the dagger a different way. I think the way he told Belle and convinced Belle, I think he did specifically so the heroes would know that he was back on the chessboard. Because I think I think with this whole war he has brewing, he's a man of strategy. He's a man of, making everybody think they're winning until he wins in the end.
It's like wizard's chess.
Yeah, so I think he was sort of telegraphing that to Belle that yes, Rumple's back in town. You need to be worried about him, just to kind of get the heroes prepared for it, so he can have a decent little fight on his hands.
Interesting.
Regardless, if nothing else, him getting the dagger back, he has no master now, which will definitely help as he mounts his war.
Okay. I love Belle and Will. That was beautiful. Except that we really haven't gotten to see them together. Because, so from the stills that they released, I totally thought that was going to be at least, a 4 or 5 minute scene.
Yeah, just like a nice
talking
little
about
date scene.
having some cake, having a drink. Nope. The second we look at you, in comes Hook. I'm like, what?
We've really, at this point in this show, we've got more of Lacey's relationship with the Sheriff of Nottingham than we have with Belle and Will.
Yes, we really have. So that drove me nuts. And darn you, fake Hook, for busting up their date, not Nate. I don't know what that is. Maybe it was Knave and date, whatever.
Knave date.
Where is real Hook? Okay, so if Rumple is running around being fake Hook, for a significant amount of time on no less than 3 occasions, 3 occasions, 1, 2, 3. Where is real Hook?
I kind of assumed that we saw real Hook at least once in the episode when? The Charmings and their pirate mascot.
Well, yeah.
Like I assume that was real Hook just because I forget, I had a rationale in my head. And
it completely made sense for that to be real Hook. But where is real Hook for the rest of the episode? Like, is him and the Charming softball team hanging out in the station? Also, where's the baby? They keep forgetting about the baby. Side note.
Well, isn't Granny the official babysitter now? The royal babysitter? Which
leads me to the why did she leave the Spice Girls of Evil alone in her diner? But with that I'll talk about later.
Well, we saw in Once Upon a Time in Wonderland, it's pretty easy to break into Granny's diner. Maybe the rabbit helped. The white rabbit.
Did Will actually leave the rose, or was it Rumple? I think it was Rumple.
Yeah, I was actually thinking that too, because it was just outside when I got here.
Yeah. It was a very Rumple move, because he wouldn't have asked about it if it wasn't.
Yeah, it just gave him a really good lead-in to ask about Will to see what was going on
exactly.
with it and everything.
And I believe I said this last week, and I probably said it the week before. How does no one see Rumple when he is walking in the middle of town?
Invisibility cloak.
No, there is no invisibility cloak.
Glamour spell. No skin glitter. That's the answer.
Okay, but the thing is, like, he walks out the door, shots it, is Hook. We look at Belle. We come back. He's Rumple. He's still standing in front of the window under a light. Where are the people of Storybrooke after 8 p.m.?
They can't see outside after 8 p.m.
Okay.
But before we move away from Belle and Will, though, I just want to say, I know last week, last week, we were talking a little bit about, I bet Will's going to be in trouble now because Rumple's going to be like, oh, Will, why are you messing with Belle? Because that's my spot on Rumple impression.
Yeah, that's really Rumpley.
But I think after this episode, I really don't think Will has anything to worry about. I think Rumple's going to leave him alone because right now Rumple has his own stuff going on. For one, and that stuff, if he succeeds in it, if he succeeds in finding the author and getting his happy ending, I'm sure Belle's part of that. Will's not going to be in the picture anyway, so I don't think Rumple's going to waste a lot of time or energy accosting Will for dating his girl or anything like that. Plus, in the grand scheme, Will and Rumple never really had any sort of on-screen relationship that we've seen at all. No,
we have not shipped Will and Rumple.
Maybe if it was, I don't know, Grumpy or something, someone Rumple had a few run-ins with in Storybrooke or something. Maybe he might be a little bit more upset because, then that's like, I thought you were my buddy, Grumpy. All that kind of stuff. I thought you were my buddy, Grumpy. I thought you were my buddy,
last
Grumpy.
thing.
My name's Rumpelstiltskin. Ha-ha. Go ahead.
Guys, I have no control over him tonight. I'm sorry. Okay, so Belle seems very trusting of Hook through all this. Like, that really confused me because, they have their history. I know we've sort of gotten over it and all of that, but still excessively trusting.
To give him the dagger,
To give him the
without
dagger.
even checking with, like, the Charmings or Emma or anybody.
She didn't check with the Charming.
Without checking with any of the other main cast members first
exactly.
to make sure it was cool.
You must check with all of the main cast before giving over the dagger. And that pirate.
She was shooting all those like cutaway scenes and like B unit scenes last half season, so she forgot about the rules. You have to ask the main cast members.
cast members. But that pirate promise was awful at the end.
Mm-hmm. Oh, a pirate promise.
A pirate promise that we'd never tell anybody about this.
Any other stuff from the chat room here?
They're telling me to calm down.
I know, right? Like she's a little bit of a negative Nancy tonight. It'll all be okay. It'll all be okay.
But I didn't know I was this worked up until now. Like I was putting in my notes earlier, and I'm like la 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 la.
No, don't worry, Anne-Marie. It'll all be fine. It'll all be fine. Don't worry. We'll get back to the main discussion in just a second. But first, we just wanted to mention to you guys real quick. If you guys don't know, we have a Patreon page now. Patreon.com/universebox, which is sort of the big banner we're doing all of our podcasting under. And what Patreon is, if you don't know, it's a way you can help support us while making independent content. Now, our Patreon supports the 3 weekly podcasts we do right now, which is this one, Greetings from Storybrooke.
Greetings from Storybrooke.
Legends of Gotham, which is about the Fox show Gotham, and Universe Box, which is about everything.
Everything.
Yeah, pretty much. It's kind of our independent story-based podcast. Story set to a theme, Universe Box. You probably got an episode of it in your feeds Sunday.
Disney.
Yeah, the Disney Renaissance episode we did. But basically, you go in and you make a monthly donation. It can be anywhere from 10 cents to $1 to $5 today. I think
$40.
$5 is the most popular level.
$5 is the most popular level. Apparently, people want you to. Is that the doodle or is that the singing? I don't have it in front of me.
I think 5's the singing, where we'll sing any song you want and send you an MP3 of it badly. And
you know how we sing, people.
Then $10 is I'll draw you a horrible doodle of anything and send it to you. And there's also we'll do personal letters. We'll make a podcast about anything you want, starring you as our guest. All sorts of stuff. Right now, we already have 14 patrons, and we're getting $122 a month. Which, thank you. That's awesome. Like. That we're officially making.
You guys are awesome. Seriously,
yeah, we're officially already making more than we were making with the Audible sponsorship. So
a lot more.
Bye, Audible.
Adios, Audible. Welcome, patrons.
No, but we have a milestone here. We're hoping to try and hit relatively soon because we want to get this content out to you and everything. It's patron-exclusive movie commentaries. Now, what we'll do is every 2 weeks, you know how we've done the commentaries for Once Upon a Time episodes. We'll do commentary for a movie, any movie you want. And actually, we're going to be doing a patron-exclusive hangout this weekend where I think part of the things on the to-do list is to figure out what 2 movies.
All right, let me add to my to-do list to make a to-do list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what 2 movies we'll be doing the patron-exclusive movie commentaries for? And those will be exclusive to you guys who are supporting us on Patreon for the first 6 months. And then then
we're going to, it'll be its own little podcast.
Its own little podcast and everything. But we need to hit $200 per month. We're getting pretty close.
We're getting there.
$78 away.
I think we can do it.
Yeah, definitely. And then actually, I'll just point out real quick, the $300 milestone level is instant reactions.
Oh, yes, because we know people have asked us in the past for some instant reactions. So if you help us get up to that $300 level, we will be able to put those out because it really does take a little bit of effort.
Yeah. Well, that'll be the night the show airs. We'll upload an MP3 to Patreon with our instant reaction for the show for both Once Upon a Time and Legends and Gotham.
I would just like to say that Hope wants you to sing Kesha or Taylor Swift, and I fully support both of those.
Well, that would be great because I don't have to make those MP3s. I already have them. Because that's what I do in my spare time anyway. But if you want to help support us making a great independent content, you can go to patreon.com/universebox. That's patreon.com/universebox. And we also have links on the greetings page, on the universebox.com page, all sorts of stuff
all over
like
the
that.
place.
And thank you guys already
Thank you guys.
So much for all your help in support with that too. Also, Amber, you want to tell them about this real quick? Just a little call for reviews.
Oh, yes. We want reviews, please. You said just a little
more in depth.
Little
than that,
more. Okay. We would thoroughly enjoy if you would go to iTunes, Stitcher, wherever you seem to find your podcasting content and leave us a review. We really like a rhyming review for entertainment purposes.
Yeah, like we do the rhyming episode summaries.
Absolutely. And we will read your reviews on air. They don't have to be 5-star. They can be 1-star. We're okay with that. We know we need to improve in some locations, such as my craziness. And my screeching and my guffawing.
Okay, and but definitely leave a review on iTunes.
Did you have something other than that? You're really busting out cash.
Leave a review on iTunes or Stitcher Radio, and we will read it on the show. This is for Hope in the chat room. Wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy. Grab my glasses, I'm out the door, I'm gonna hit this city. Before I leave, I brush my teeth with a bottle of Jack. Cause when I leave for the night, yo, I ain't coming back.
That is literally my favorite song by Kesha too.
Well, you're welcome.
Because
Let's go ahead.
Jack.
Okay, we need to get back into the
back
main
to the show.
discussion,
Back to the show.
Enough Kesha. Enough K-Dollar Ha, as I like to call her. Maleficent's backstory. We got a big chunk of Maleficent's backstory, more so than just like tea with Regina. Like we've got the past several episodes.
I'm dying.
So I thought it was interesting that it seemed like they found a way to merge the stories of both the Angelina Jolie Maleficent movie and the original Disney Sleeping Beauty. Because because in this episode, they implied that there was a romance with King Stefan. Stefan, yeah. And she was jealous over Briar Rose, who was the original Sleeping Beauty. That was Sleeping Beauty's code name in the Disney animated movie, Briar Rose. So basically, this was a situation of Maleficent was a lover scorned, which is very much like the Angelina Jolie movie, because she falls in love with King Stefan, and then he's going to get married, and she's like, rah! Exactly. And then we also have the Aurora story here, which she's the daughter of Briar Rose. And it's more like the traditional Disney story, what with the Brambles growing up and Prince Philip having to come in and save the day and all that stuff. So I thought it was interesting how they managed to fit both stories into Maleficent's origin on this show. And I know
and they did it well. I really liked everything of Maleficent, old Maleficent, especially the crazy hair.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, definitely. I was just about to say actually that I really enjoyed Maleficent's retired look.
Sorry.
Oh no, it's cool.
Note to self: read ahead.
No, it was funny. Like I think that's probably my favorite look for the character so far, even more so than her old costume or the Angelina Jolie ripoff thing. You look like you have something you want to say.
Barbie girl. All I have to say is I want them to sing Barbie Girl.
Barbie Girl.
Also, Hope says that is the most white boy thing I've ever heard, and I love you.
You haven't heard my white boy rap, Hope. Maybe someday. Maybe that'll be a Patreon exclusive.
Please, it's on YouTube.
No, it's not.
White boy rap.
No, it's not.
That guy right there.
Okay. No, I also really like that retired Maleficent was getting all hopped up on sleeping curse. She was like,
just a drop of sleeping curse.
Again, very much like the Angelina Jolie movie, she had that kind of heroin chic thing going on.
A little bit.
She was a heroin addict. She liked heroines like Briar Rose, Aurora.
You couldn't resist, could you?
I couldn't. I absolutely couldn't.
You good now? Can I move on?
Yeah.
Something relevant?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. No, that was relevant. I know.
I'm a Barbie girl.
I can't compete with you and your craziness. So the author door picture that made me cranky because it's another door. So while Henry and his donuts are looking over the picture, at one point it looks like there is a name, which it looked like it could be either Goofy, which we all know who Goofy is, or it could be Duffy, the Disney bear, which
is a relatively new creation.
Yeah, it's from 2002. It's just basically it's a bear they made for the launch of Toy Story. To help promote with that, but it's pretty popular now. And they use it for all sorts of marketing. Yeah,
show it on the stream here.
That guy, there's Duffy.
Hello, Duff.
He's so sweet.
Hello, Duffy.
But like, I don't know if maybe they're trying to just at least use the name in some respect because I know they like to put those Easter eggs in for us. So I don't know if it's a real thing. Or if it's just the Easter egg.
I noticed those little characters on the door, too, that he saw first.
Yeah.
They almost look like, and I know this isn't going to be it, and this is completely wrong, but they reminded me of the little ghost from Super Mario Brothers. The Boo Brothers, I think they're called, or something.
Yeah, the Boo Brothers.
But yeah, they look like just like a little ghost or something.
Yeah, that's not going to be them.
Yeah, we should have probably grabbed a screenshot from that.
Yeah, probably should have, but we didn't.
What are we going to do? Okay, so let's see here. Anything else?
Nah, that's all I got about my door.
All right, so Regina, and this is nothing about Lana Parrilla or anything. Regina, the character, is a really bad actress. A horrible, horrible actress. Now you can, I mean, she's kind of playing both sides in this episode with the whole double agent thing. But you can tell, the audience member, can tell when she's lying to the other characters. And I actually caught a bit of that in the scene with Emma at the end. So when she left the phone and stuff, I wasn't too terribly surprised because I was like, yeah, Regina was acting just like she's been acting with the Spice Evil. And I think that's sort of to Lana's performance. Regina good at acting, but not.
Yeah, there was enough of a
character.
Yeah, there was just enough, and there was just enough hesitation, sort of going along that. What are they really going to do when the train hits?
The magic user.
The train
probably
was like here.
Sure, Maleficent would have pulled them out.
Okay.
We've seen that come back, like in the Little Mermaid, because when she a character in the Little Mermaid episode, it was very over the top. Like,
it was horribly over.
Yeah, but I guess that's kind of just how Regina acts, or what, if you can call it that.
If you can call it acting.
I also thought it was funny that Emma mentioned that her superpower was malfunctioning. No, Regina or Emma, your superpower isn't malfunctioning. You just suck at using your superpower, and everybody in your life is lying to you.
She hasn't been able to use that superpower in like 2 years.
Yeah, the only time
she can. But...
The only time it ever comes up really is when it's faulty.
Oh yeah. Like,
well, I mean, she has tried to use it as a kind of bargaining chip in a.
She's done like one of these types of things.
Like, don't lie to me. I have my superpower.
I have a superpower. Don't lie to me.
Character proceeds to lie to her. She doesn't.
And she doesn't have any clue.
She doesn't pick it up.
She's like, hey, let's go get pie. Okay. How, where, what the heck? How did Cora have Maleficent's spell book? Because like Regina had it because she said, hey, I found these in my mom's things. And I'm sure, obviously by this point, we've shoved Cora through the glass.
Yeah.
And she's off in Wonderland. Really? But like, Rumple and Maleficent, neither of them seemed phased that Regina had her spell book.
Well,
she had it the entire time. Like,
I have a feeling, since we have gotten word that Barbara Hershey will be back this
we'll get that
season.
Story.
Yeah, that we'll probably get like Maleficent and her initial adventure, their friendship or something. 73.
She looks young and sprightly.
Exactly.
73?
No, actually, you got to imagine she was probably a young woman when the whole thing went down with Stefan and Briar Rose and everything like that. So yeah, she's probably, you know, well, I mean, she's a magic user, so they age more gracefully because magic.
Is she? Do you think that she is immortal? Like Rumple, because she doesn't look. I mean, she doesn't look old.
Well, I in most magical systems and stories and everything, once you get to be good at
30,
magic, then you're pretty much immortal because you can pretty much keep your thing better.
They're good.
Oh, they're good. Okay.
Yeah, it was. I guess there was a.
Yeah, sorry, we had a little glitch on the video, but it's all fixed now. Yeah, but I think magic users can basically become immortal if they want to. That's what I've always read anyway.
Okay, I'll buy that.
Okay, so you know, I was talking earlier that we're going to come back to the whole him transforming August, Rumple transforming August when he hasn't the past couple seasons, and why, right?
Right.
Okay, the possibility of Rumpelstiltskin is what I called this point. Now, in each episode so far, except for maybe the first one in this half season, Rumple's been doing something that we thought the audience found impossible beforehand, like. Because, you know, we've had a lot of hypothetical situations, like our Once If specials on the hiatus, for example, and we'd be talking out points and we'd be like, get up to a certain point. No, that can't happen because August can't get turned back into August.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we said that a few times.
Oh, that can't happen because Maleficent's dead. And in just these past two episodes, Rumple brought Maleficent back to life, and then he turned Pinocchio back to August. So I'm wondering, is he more powerful than he ever has been before? Or has he decided that he doesn't need to worry about magic's price anymore, dearie? If it's option number 2, then it represents a fundamental shift in the character's moral compass. Rumple has always, you know, cowardice, self-interest, and respect for the way things are done. You know, magic always comes with a price, dearie. That whole thing. And, you know, the rules of magic. He's always had a great deal of respect for the rules of magic as the Dark One, which I guess, you know, with great power comes great responsibility, all that sort of thing. Here we go. But what happens now that he does, I'm assuming that he's not more powerful than he was before, that he's doing this just because he doesn't care anymore. He figures it'll all.
He's lost everything, so.
Well, I think he also figures it'll all come out in the wash once he finds the author anyway. So who cares if he's breaking the rules of
I want
magic?
to know where he'll go back to. How does he get his happy ending?
But I'm kind of wondering what that kind of Rumple will look like, especially considering this whole war he's mounting. A Rumple who doesn't care about the rules of magic, backed into a corner by very powerful opponents. Like, that could be pretty scary. I would almost really like to see just like a knuckle dragging, like throwdown kind of fight with Rumple putting his all into it, doesn't care if anybody lives or dies, including himself. Like, that would be like a super villain battle in downtown Storybrooke, Rumple versus everybody. I'd love to see that.
Battle Storybrooke.
Dun, 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 dun.
Well, everybody knows their roles. They're like, okay, you do this, you do this, you do this. Let's go. We'll be like, we got this down to a science.
The Storybrooke Hunger Games catching fire.
You have not read the books. You cannot make the names.
Sorry.
Okay. Cruella and Ursula. Yes, I'm going back to this.
That's fair.
They're boring me. They're pointless. They're filler characters. They need something to do.
Yeah, it's
You
like
disagree, don't you?
no, not at all. We have both the past two episodes have been very Maleficent centric.
They've been very Maleficent centric, but even the first one that was very Cruella and Ursula centric was boring with respect to them. Now, especially when you look back, you're like, they're just like the background singers, and they don't even have good quips most of the time. Like, whatever in Gin and Regret or whatever. That's funny, but you can only have so many of those quotes.
Yeah.
It's a little boring.
Well, and I mean, we'll be covering this a little in the news section too,
All
so
right.
we'll probably get back to it. But I have a feeling next week we're going to get some more action from these characters too.
But does that even mean it's going to be worthwhile?
Yeah.
Just because they're going to get episodes, we know we're getting one for each of them. Does that mean it's going to be any good? Because they haven't been doing anything now.
Yeah.
What is their point? What is their happy ending? What are they trying to get? What are they trying to achieve?
You're so angry tonight.
I'm really hyped up. I'm sorry.
Help. No, but I really enjoyed, if nothing else, I really enjoyed the sort of like girls' wild night out sort of dynamic that they had running
that
around
was
in the car.
entertaining.
Yeah, like that whole situation was infinitely fun to me, especially them finding Regina on over in the woods with the broken down cop car in the morning.
That was funny. Okay, yes, that's fun, but they were really built up to be something bigger than they are. And I'm really over us building people up to be bigger than they are.
Yeah.
Why did Granny leave the Spice Girls of Evil unattended in her store or her restaurant? That's dumb. Regina let them into the crypt. That's really dumb.
Yeah, because that's where she keeps all of Cora's
There's all
old
the
things.
heart. Yes, there's all of Cora's craziness. There's all the hearts that she hasn't given back yet. Also, how did Maleficent know about aspirin? She's never lived in the real world.
Run that by me one more time.
Maleficent. She hands her some aspirin. She has never lived in the real world.
Oh yeah, that's something else that kind of that bothered me a little bit. Was
Oh no,
just
it
that
completely drove me
Mal,
nuts.
as they called her
Mal.
in the episode, she adapted very quickly to the modern world, considering she'd been stuck under the library the entire curse.
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting. Okay, let's see here.
Can we
Arbitrary.
talk press promo pics released today? Didn't see them.
Yeah, if well, actually, I'm not sure how they would get those to us. But okay, let's see here. Arbitrary scale.
Arbitrary scale.
Okay, out of 19 broken truth juice bottles, how many broken truth juice bottles do you give this episode? 19.
15?
Why?
Broken juice bottles?
Truth juice.
Truth
That
juice.
Regina broke in the first scene of the
That
thing.
wasn't truth juice. That was vodka or gin.
Truth juice.
Okay. I like that a lot happened. I like that a lot progressed, but I'm not quite convinced. I don't know. Again, I'm ramped up and I don't know why. I didn't realize I was even so ramped up, so I started talking about it.
Yeah, that
So
was weird because I know when we were like watching the episode and everything, you seemed like you were fine with it.
I was pretty fine. I was pretty sleepy. But the second time I was really into it and I'm like, okay. And now as we're sitting here talking about it, it's just getting me like, nah.
Yeah.
Like I'm getting a little fired up, which is weird. So that's why I'm only giving it 15 because it made me ramp up and I don't like ramping up right now.
Will you give it a provisional 16, assuming something weird's going on with you and you didn't actually dislike the episode that much?
No, I won't.
That's fine. Okay, as for me, I'm gonna give it a 17, I think, because I really enjoyed it overall. I really enjoyed, well, obviously everything to do with Rumpelstiltskin in this episode. I think they're doing some really interesting stuff with him, and I even really dug Maleficent this episode, which is something that I've always liked her well enough. I haven't really loved her before this episode. This episode, I really found a love for her, especially that retired look with the hair and the sleeping juice potion.
Juice potion.
Stuff.
Nice.
Any arbitrary scales from the chat room?
I didn't even put it in there because I'm trying to find these promotion pictures.
Okay,
Sorry. Go to. Oh, good grief.
okay, let's see here. No, nothing from the chat room. But what we're going to do, since we don't have the Audible ad here anymore, I'm going to go ahead and play for you guys just a couple minutes, not the whole thing, in early promotion or promotional cartoon I did for a Mexican band called Pinocchio. So I think we're back. We'll give it a second just to settle in. Hopefully it'll settle in. Hopefully my receiver will tell me over here in a second that we're receiving data. There we go. Okay, we're good. So now, on to the news. News. First up, the ratings. Once Upon a Time got 5.8 million viewers and a 1.8 share, slipping 13 and 14% respectively, landing just above the series low of 5.7 million that was set last year by the winter finale. Sadly, so hopefully we can get some better numbers than that. Again, sorry to the people on our live stream that we went away.
Sorry, guys.
But